Hello, good evening, and welcome to today's Precious Dairy Talk Show. I am so excited. I am so happy because today is what? International Women's Day. If you're not a woman, you're wrong. You are wrong. I am so happy. I'm so excited because it's one of those days that we don't just celebrate women, but we try to enlighten people, try to see if we can talk to people about how women think, how women see things, how women view things. So I just want to say thank you so much. So let's just wait a little bit for people to join in. Welcome to today's Precious Dairy Talk Show. So if you can share the link on Facebook and say we are live, if you can share the link on YouTube somewhere, just say we are live. We're going to wait a few minutes before we start. Thank you so much for joining today's Precious Dairy Talk Show. Good evening, all the women that are joining. Happy International Women's Day. I hope that you've had a good day so far, and I hope that you've been spoiled by yourself, number one, and by anybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's wait for a few more minutes before we start properly. Oops. I'm just gonna, sorry. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that we are live on every area that we need to go live. Okay, can you guys share if you're hearing me loud and clear? Let me know you're hearing me and share on Facebook, share on YouTube that we are live. Let me share as well and let people know that we are live before we go. Thank you so much for joining. Happy International Women's Day, everybody. Let me share and let people know that we are live. Yay, we are live. Okay. Let me just share on Facebook to let people know that we are live. Okay. All right. So we're just going to start because I know that more people are going to be joining us when they see that we are live, and I know that a lot of people are having programs today, so it's going to be people jumping from one program to another program. So happy International Women's Day. It's I know that in a year people celebrate women. I think there's the Mother's Day. There's also a Women's Day as well. But today is one of those days that we just don't want to celebrate women, but we want to actually see how we can let you guys know how women think, the perspective of women, and also see how you guys can actually support women as well. So I have amazing people on the show. I have people who are career women, I have people who are married, I have people who have children. So they're coming from a place of experience, they're coming from a place of knowledge as well. So we're going to be having a very good conversation this evening. But I don't want you to miss out on what we're going to be doing today. So I want you guys to please share and let people know that we are live while I bring my guests on the screen. Just a minute before I do that. I am just going to unmute both of you and I shall bring you guys on the screen quickly. Hello, people. Hi, Jane. Hi,
Hello. Hi.
Janice. How
Hi,
are you?
Fresh. I'm very well, thank you.
And Jane, how are you?
I'm excellent. Thank
Is
you.
there
How are you
something
too?
going on in the background? So if you're trying to watch the show in the background, I'm going to be hearing echo. So if you're watching the show in the background, you may want to maybe take the volume out completely so that it's not going to echo, if you know what I mean. But other than that, I think we're perfect. I just want to say happy International Women's Day to all of you. And I know that you guys are powerful women. I'll start with Jane. So, for people who don't know, Jane, I've known Jane for a very, very long time. And that was, I think, when I contacted her, she didn't even ask why, who, what. She just said, okay, that's fine. And that's how you keep relationship. So, Jane, I really want to say thank you for coming on the show. I see what you do. You are amazing. You're
Thank you too.
beautiful. Thank you so much. And Eunice, where should I even start with Eunice? Eunice
Thank you.
is a woman with wears multiple hats as well. She's a mom. She's got 4 kids. Jane as well. Jane has got 3 kids, right? Jane,
For
really? Oh wow. Okay, Eunice. So can you tell that we are all moms of 4?
I say we are all
Wow.
moms here.
I see. Honestly, I didn't realize that Jane had 4 kids. Right? I thought you had 3 kids. Apologies for that. Honestly, wow, 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 wow. Anyway, so as
it's
you can
okay.
see, we're all moms of 4. But Eunice has got 4 kids. Jane has got 4 kids. I have got. So amongst us here, we have 12 children.
Perfect.
Oh, this is so funny. Amongst us here, we have 12 children. My God. Anyway, so I was just introducing you this. Let me finish introducing her. So she's a mom of 4. She's a woman that's got a lot going on, multiple hats. She is very talented as well. So the women I've got on my show this evening are women that I believe they are the best people that should be talking to us today on this day, International Women's Day. So I greet all of you. Welcome for joining, and thank you so much for joining as well. I'm so happy
Thank
that you
you
guys are here.
for
Okay,
having
so I'm
us.
going to start straight away because a lot of questions. Having women that have 12 children, we need to start talking like immediately because there is a lot that they need to they need to start sharing with us. So I'm going to start by you guys introducing yourself. I think I'm going to start with Jane. Jane, outside of you being a mom, outside of you having 4 children, obviously, outside of you being a wife, outside of you being a sister, a daughter-in-law, who are you?
Okay, I am Jane Maxwell. I am married to Maxwell Ezekiel from River State, Nigeria. And outside that, I am a business development consultant and a personal growth enthusiast. So, anything that has to do with developing people, I am very much involved. That's what I'm so passionate about. Apart from that, I am a medical laboratory scientist, and outside that, I am the founder of Push to Profit Business Community. It's a community of business owners, I mean small, medium business owners. And what we basically do is building them to become better versions of themselves while they are making maximum profit. Because we believe business profit begins with personal development. So we concentrate more on developing business owners because we believe when they become better, their business becomes better. Outside that, I'm the convener of Push to Profit Business Conference, which will be coming up. That's the next on the line coming up this month on the 29th of March in Port Harcourt. Outside that, I
Okay.
am I love outside that, I am the manager of Rock Point Studios here in Port Harcourt, and then the CEO of Janelle Height Consult, and also the CEO of Omax Logistics here in Port Harcourt. Um, outside that, also, I love singing. I'm the music director in my church. So, for now, this is what Jane Maxwell does.
And you have 4 children.
For
Okay.
former with
Let,
no
let
maid,
me
with no
let me
assistant.
let us digest what we just heard, okay? Because sometimes um I used to hear that thing, what are you bringing to the table? What are you That's one of the things we're probably going to address today. What are you bringing to the table? um I don't even have what to say. Anyway, guys, if you're hearing us and you're joining us, I just want to welcome all of you for joining us today. um Jane had just introduced herself. If you're watching, you're listening, you can hear us. I would like you to just let us know in the comment section where you're watching from. Say hello, hi, so we can say hello, hi to you as well. This conversation is not just me, Jane, and Eunice talking. It
Eunice.
also means that everybody can be part of it. So in the comment section, you can, whenever I ask any questions or we're sharing any thoughts, you can share your view as well on the comment section. So please feel free to drop your view, feel free to drop everything. Jane, you wear a lot of hats. I just feel like asking you more questions, but if I start, I will just keep going. But the question I'm going to ask you after this is, how are you wearing all of these things, or like all of these hats? I heard manager, I heard founder, I heard convener, I heard outside of that like so many times director ones. Like you wear up to 6 to 7 hats. That's the one you decided to share with us, right? Let me just ask this
Yeah.
question: how?
Okay, all this didn't start in one day. All this, I've been married for 14 years. So being married for 14 years, it's been a gradual process. Now, if I say I have 4 kids, remember I started with one, moved to two, three, and then four. So the same thing happens with my career. All right. So I didn't start. Now I studied medical laboratory science in school, and then
Mm.
graduated. In fact, I got married in my the moment I was entering my fifth year, I got married. So, but when I finished school, I wasn't doing anything. I was just at home frustrated. I was not pregnant. I didn't have a child. I gave birth 2 years after my marriage. So for that 2 years, 1 year was in school. The remaining 1 year I was at home all through, frustrated. Why? I have never been someone. I've never liked being idle. That's number one. So I have already developed myself to a point where staying idle became discomforting for me, right? So I wanted to also get my hands fixed on something so that I can generate income for myself. I have never loved depending on people for survival. I have never loved it. I have always been a person of value. People who come around me, people who interact with me, always lived with something valuable. I have always been that kind of person right from school days. So coming into marriage and then not doing anything was like, this is not me. So I have to build myself back to my original identity. So that was how the journey started. So what happened was I told my husband, I said, honey, somebody I just left school, I never had a dime. So I needed to start something. Say, please, I need you to support me with so and so. I will give you back. That was what I told him. Because I didn't want a situation where I'm just totally collecting. I want to give back. Let me know that, see, this thing I actually started with my own money. So when he gave me that money, that 80,000 naira, I had to go to Aba to buy. The first thing I sold was bed sheets, okay, bed sheets. I don't know if you've gotten to this point, but I'm just trying to tell you this is how I started my journey. And I did that till I now went for internship. My profession, we normally do internship. You understand? Once you do the internship is for 1 year. So that was how I now got my internship. And by that time, I've already given birth to my first child. And then I did that internship for 1 year. But do you know what that thing I did for 1 year before that internship did for me? What it did for me is that it actually built my interest in business. So I already had, because I was seeing good money from that bedsheet. I moved into bag selling. I started selling bags. So when I got that internship, it made me not to even touch my salary. because I will sell those bags to my colleagues, and at the end of the day, they will now give me, and I'll wait for the end of the month. So they will not pay me all they are owing. And you see me going home with huge sum of money, and my salary was not touched. In
Yeah,
fact,
Jane, hang
that
on,
was how.
hang on. This is
Okay.
like we're going to go into that, right? But I think what you just said now is a testament
Okay.
to how important you go through a process. Rome is not built in a day. So when you see somebody saying, I'm a CEO of this, I'm a manager of that, I'm a manager of this, there's a lot going on. But we'll come back to you. I want to speak to Eunice. Eunice, the same question, right? Outside of you being a mom, outside of you being someone, obviously, I know you have a lot of things going on. Who are you?
All right, thank you, Precious. Okay, so my name is Eunice Chinwe Awofala. Um, I'm from the east part of Nigeria and married to the western part of Nigeria. And I love to call myself unique. People call me unique because I'm a unique woman. Okay, so, and I would say I am very unique in my, every woman is unique. And as my mentor, we say, woman is an industry. So I wear many hats. Just as in an industry, we have so many departments in an industry. So I'm a registered nurse in the UK. Before becoming a registered nurse, I studied food science and technology. So I'm a food scientist. I'm a member of the Nigerian Institute of Food Science and Technology Institute in Nigeria, NIFST. And I'm also a fashionista. And beyond that as well, I'm a healthy living coach. So I help women to live healthy life, to make healthy choices. Women who need to lose weight, to help them lose weight. And I'm a mom. I'm a music person. I'm a music minister. I love to sing. Yes, you can catch me on YouTube as well singing sometimes. So I love to sing as well. So I wear many hats. So that's some part of me. Yeah. I'll just try to keep it simple. Yeah.
It looks like everybody on this is it a thing that everybody on the call loves to sing one way or the other. I don't know. Is this something that has to do with people who have four children, or is it is it something that okay, it's just a coincidental thing that everybody who is here actually loves to sing, you know? But anyway, I'm so glad that all of you have wear this so many hats, and I'm so glad that all of you have there's so many. Of course, if you wear all of these hats, it also means that you have what's it called? You have experience in a lot of things as well. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? I just want to be sure that you guys hear me loud and clear. Is it clear?
I
Eunice,
can
can you
hear
hear me?
you.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Okay.
can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, on the comment section as well, please could you just let me know that you can hear me loud and clear? I don't want the um to anything that's disrupting people hearing us, because obviously if people are not hearing us, then that means we're just going to be talking to ourselves. Okay, so it's amazing how I feel like maybe because you have so many, we have, let me not say so many kids, because we have kids, because I know there are people who have six, seven, so it's not like we have so many kids. I feel like because of that, it makes you almost like you're multifaceted, right? Because everything I hear from both of you, I know that Eunice, that work cloth she's wearing there, she made it probably. I know she's the one here. I've seen Eunice doing
Part of my brand.
well, yeah, I've seen Eunice doing a fascinator as well. I've seen you
Yes,
just
I
finished a
also
weight
did
loss 3 days. You did a 3 days detox as well for so many women. You know, so those are the kind of thing. And Jane having all of this, so it's really amazing how you guys have been able to come to this point. But I guess the next question I was going to ask: what's your favorite thing about being a woman? Maybe Eunice, you go first. What's your favorite thing about being a woman?
Okay, so like I did mention, a woman is an industry. And the favorite thing about being a woman for me, like the world will say, or men will see women as women are weaker vessels. For me, I see a woman like just like a pepper. A pepper is one of the powerful spice among all spices you can ever find. It could be very tiny, but it's so significant. You put pepper in food, it can't go unrecognized. You will feel it. And that is how I feel I see a woman to be. A woman could be, you could see her as a weak person, but she's the strongest of all. Is a woman that could be able to do certain things that men can't even think about. They can't be like, wow, how did you do this? But at the same time, she's the weak vessel. A woman is an important figure. A woman, God has made the woman in a very special way. And my mentor will say, a woman is a woman that carries her faith, her femininity, her finances, her finance, and she all in this she finds fulfillment. So in all these five roles, a woman finds fulfillment. She's that woman. When you go to churches, it's the woman you will see. You will see more women than men. You come in the woman is carrying the children, carrying everything. The way the woman carries her family is so significant. You talk about carrying herself even in all of this, she still carries herself. She still wears her heel. She still makes her hair, spends time, hours making her hair, walking tall and all that. A man wouldn't do that after breastfeeding a child or through the night or cooking marathon and you won't cook. No, but it's just a woman that's going to do that. So a woman is a special being. A woman is an industry. A woman is someone that God has intentionally packaged and made with so much inside that you can't understand. Have you heard about this thing that you can't understand a woman? There is this, I've seen something on social media that if you want to understand a woman, the book has to, as in, you can't finish reading the book. It's so, but for a man, you can just easily understand a man. So God has made a woman so special. A woman is a unique being. And that is why when people say, why do women have to be celebrated so many times in a year? And I say, a woman ought to be celebrated every single day. We go through a lot in life, but we don't look like what we go through. We still come out shining out there. So a woman is powerful. A woman is special. She's someone that God has made to be capable of a lot. Even in the midst of chaos, in the midst of troubles, she's still standing. She's still wearing her heels. She's still raising her head up high. She's still wearing her makeup. She's still looking like, oh, no, and dusting every trouble she's been through. The woman is special. And that's why today we are celebrating women. And that is why we're still going to celebrate women this year.
So I guess my question is, can you guys hear me, right? You can hear me,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. I guess my question is, I'm talking to you directly, Eunice, as a woman, because
Okay.
my
Yeah.
experience is different from your experience. As a
Okay.
woman,
Mm-hmm.
what's your favorite thing about being a woman?
Personally.
Yes, as Eunice, Eunice as
Okay.
a person.
Okay. My favorite thing as being a woman would be in all of everything that happens, I could still dust myself and walk in my heels and wear my clothes and make my hair and wear my clothes and do my shakara and I'm a woman. A man's life is just like one-way traffic. But a woman just has so much going on, like all the things I've mentioned. So in all the chaos and everything, I could still carry my head up there and still walk through and back. I could step out and no one knows that, oh, I've gone through a lot. I've had 4 babies. I've gone through all this.
Yeah, okay, okay, that makes sense. Now, let me ask the question in a different way, and this is going to be to Jane. What's the hardest thing for you being a woman?
Oh my God. I love hard things. In fact, as a woman, the hardest thing for I don't know if there's anything hard for me because I have gone through my own share, of life challenges. Mine may not be like yours, but I've gone through hard times and I have come out of it. So I don't know what else should be hard for me. All right. I wanted to answer. I already had answer for that other question you asked, Unit.
No, answer your own.
My
Answer your own, Jane.
that's what I'm saying. Asking me the hardest thing, I have, either experienced as a woman. Okay, I would say maybe during my first labor experience. During my first the first labor experience I had wasn't funny because it was for 24 hours. The labor started by 7 p.m. on the 14th of February and ended by 9 p.m. on the 15th of February. So it was not fun. That was my first experience of motherhood. So being a mother, the hardest thing I have ever gone through was giving birth to my first child, right? Because it was my first experience. I've never experienced labor pain in my life. I have gone through other things, but not labor pain. So I can say that was the hardest I have ever experienced. But for me, after that time, do you know what happened? My baby did not get up to a year. I took in again. So, so
You wasn't
I
paid for
have
the
seen a lot
finish.
of women who went through that process, and they said, "I will not give birth for now." And some said, "I will not even push. I will just do CS. I don't want that kind of pain anymore." So that alone would have even made me to say, "No, no, no, I don't want another baby now. Let me just rest or let me do CS." But do you know what? After my baby was 9 months when I took in for the second one. So, and I was breastfeeding that baby for 3 months extra before I stopped. So that experience alone wasn't funny because after that I had another almost 24 hours labor pain again when I gave birth to my second, but it was not as much as the first because of the first
Okay.
experience I've had. So
So
if you say that
the hardest thing you experienced is the fact that you're obviously the first pregnancies are quite the labor is a bit difficult for some people. So that was your hardest. So and I guess a lot of women will relate as well because that's a very difficult thing. Now I want to ask both of you the same question, but I'll probably just answer that question in 1 minute if you don't mind, because we have a lot to go through. Are you a feminist wife
okay,
or are you a submissive wife? Eunice, you can go first.
when you use the word, okay,
No, you can. No, Jenny, you're going to ask me a question. When I use the word feminist, what do I mean? Is that what you wanted to ask me?
Mhm.
Okay.
yes,
A
yes, when
feminist
you use the
wife,
word
okay.
feminist,
Feminist wife, let me explain. A feminist wife is a wife that thinks that it has to be, the man will have to be in the kitchen and be cooking when she's in the kitchen, right? A feminist wife is a wife that doesn't, there's no role, there's no gender based role in the house. Anybody can do anything, anything, and all of that. A feminist wife is a wife that does not believe that these are the kind of things that a man should have, a man should flourish in as a
there
man
should be
in his,
restrictions.
yeah, masculinity as a man. And these are the kind of things that a woman should be able to flourish in her femininity. So that's what a feminist wife is. So are you a feminist wife or a
Wife.
submissive wife?
But I don't know why you are actually using submissive as opposite of feminist.
Answer
I'm
the
just
question. You
wondering
can
why
answer the
you
question,
have to
answer it
use.
and say why. So maybe your why would explain even more. Why answer it and you say why. Maybe Eunice, you go first. Why Jane is thinking.
I would say a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say a mixture. I would say a mixture. In our world today, we want the men involved. We don't want subjugation. So no one wants to be subjugated to things. So I would say a mix. At the same time, I do still understand that some things are specific for women, and some God has made some rules for women, and God has also made some rules for men. So I'm not going to dispute that fact. So that is why I would say a mixture of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you say
Okay.
mixture of both, can you be practical, please? What are the parts in the feminine side that you are carrying with your full chest? And what are the parts in the submissive side that you're carrying with your full chest?
Okay, so I would want my husband, I want my man to be involved in the home. I want him to come back sometimes and do some dishes. While I know that, okay, yes, I could do certain things, but I want him to also come back and do certain things. And so in that aspect, I want him to be involved. I want him to be involved in looking after the kids, looking after the home. Then in the submissive aspect as well, I do understand that, okay, honor is important. And as a wife, I should not just do some certain thing without even carrying my husband along. I should not just feel like, okay, maybe I'm alone or do certain things without. So I need his involvement. I need him to be involved. I need to I need to also submit to his will as well. If he says no to certain things, I need to respect that because I'm his wife. So and
Okay.
that is why I will say mixture of both. Yeah.
Yeah. Jane, I wanted you to answer that question, but no, I'll ask you a different question. The other question I was going to ask is following what, no, because if we do the same question, we're not going to finish today. Following from what, no, hang on, Jane, following from what Eunice said, there are certain things that her husband will say no, and she would not do it. What are the things that say no to you, and you would say, nah, I ain't gonna.
Can you
Can you
hear
hear
me?
me? Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
I
I
love
love,
I
I
love
love. Can you,
um
Eunice, can you hear her, or is it
as a
just me?
career person. If I am doing
Yes,
anything,
I can hear her.
I want my husband to
Jen, I think your line is a
share
bit,
for me.
Jen, your
Can you
line
hear
is a
me?
bit bad. Can you hear
I
us,
think
Jen?
I think she's frozen.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear now.
Okay. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me now?
Eunice, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Can you can you hear me?
Okay, Jen, maybe you can start talking.
Can you
Can
hear
you hear
me?
me? Yeah.
Can you hear me
Can you hear me
now?
now?
Right. So as a career person, yes, as someone I'm a go-getter, I don't take no for an answer, especially when it has to do with building myself, when it has to do with my career, my profession, and all that. So I love a man to give me that support. So if my husband comes up and tells me, I said, honey, I have a speaking engagement, or I have a training I want to do, and by that time he's telling me, honey, I want to eat. No, it's not possible. It's not possible. I have a training, just like we're having this training right now. I have a training for slated for 7 p.m. Nigerian time. And then by 6:30, you're telling me to make you so meal. You know that to encroach into my time. It means that that man is not even in support of my vision for growth. So in that case, I would say, honey, you have to help yourself out, or you have to wait until I'm done. So for someone that is supportive, a spouse that is very supportive will understand and then hold on. So it's not all case that you have to say yes. There are certain decisions as a woman, because one characteristics we have as women is that we have foresight. What a woman, they normally say, what an elder sees while sitting down, a young child can't see it even when he climbs an iroko tree. That's the thing that happens between a husband and a wife. Women have foresight. They have more foresight than men. That's how God created us. So sometimes the man comes up with certain conversations and needs your decisions, you know. and you're like, no, honey, this can't work. But if you're a woman that's always doing yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, it will not always work out properly, except a woman that doesn't really know her worth, doesn't really know her value, or doesn't have anything to offer.
Okay. I
Yeah.
get what you said. I think Jane is 70% feminist woman and maybe 30% submissive woman from what you said, right?
No.
So and no 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 I'm just giving you some marks so that you will know because when you know that there's something and which is okay because what you just said now is what works for you in your home, right? There are people who their
Sure.
husbands will probably say to them, oh okay, can I do this, can you do this, and you say to them, no, that's a big problem. Okay. I guess it also involves communication. It also involves something you have to plan way ahead of time. If you know that your husband eats at 6 o'clock and you have a show
Mm-hmm.
at 6 o'clock, you have to make food for him and keep. Don't say, oh, he's tempting you. You know what happens. So you follow the rules. So what works for you in your home may not work for somebody else in another person's home. On the comment section, guys, you can share your thoughts. Are you a career woman? Are you a feminist woman? Or are you a submissive woman?
Submissive
Please check please
woman.
check the audio. Can everybody hear me? I honestly don't want us to be talking and people are not hearing me. Somebody say please check the audio. If you can hear me, please confirm that you can hear me. Another question I really want to ask you, because I will ask you guys separate questions. You know, when they say, is your body, or your body is your husband's body? If you say your body is your body, how many percentage is it your body and how many percentage is it your husband's body? Jane, answer this question.
For the
Feminist
sake
woman.
of for the sake of for the sake of for the sake of marriage, my body is not my body. My body is my husband's body, you know. But it takes two to tango, because let's use individuals as an instance. This is my body. This is outside marriage now. As an individual, this is my body. But sometimes it's not every time that my body allows me to do certain things, because I know where you're driving at right now. So before we get to that point, I just want to make it very clear. This is my body, but there are some days your body doesn't even give you that leverage to do certain things, and then you go rest now, shebi, you go rest. Your body doesn't want you to go to certain places. You can't force it. Sometimes when you try to force it, you just find yourself, just looking so frustrated and all that. So there must be an agreement between your spirit, soul, and body for your body to function properly. That's what
So
I'll say
your
for now.
body is your body, but it's also your husband's body. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, my body is my body as an individual, but as a married woman, my body is my husband's body. My husband owns my body.
So now that you're married, your body is your husband's body. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Jane, you've answered your question. Eunice, I want to ask you something a little bit more different, right? You look like you don't understand this, but I'll ask you. Now that you said, I know that your body is your husband's body because you're married as per submissive woman. Because I know you, even if you didn't answer it, I know that you will say you're submissive woman because I've seen all of the parties that you threw, all the dancing, I saw all those things and I knew that this woman was. So now that your body is your husband's body, right? At what point do you tell your husband, honey, this body is my body. It's not your body. See, today, this body is my body. It's not your body. At what point?
Obviously, when you are tired, you're tired. Yeah. When you're tired, you're tired. And the man needs to understand. He needs to understand, okay, you're tired. Or sometimes you're not even in the mood. Sometimes you're just not in the mood. Yeah. Especially women, our
Yeah, but
mood
there's
could
something
change.
you guys are saying here that is a bit strange to me, right?
What's
Which is
that? What?
you always do you ladies think that whenever we talk about body, it has to be sex? Is that what you guys are thinking? Because
Whenever
What are
women
you
start
talking?
talking about body and no body, their mind goes
Or
straight
you
to the
just
end, the goal, which is the end point. It may not necessarily be that. Your husband may just want you to come and sit next to him and he's holding you, or your husband may just want you to stay in bed with him. There's actually nothing. And the fact that it requires body is not what his body is not always that. So bring your mind back to this conversation. Don't go there. When we
for a
get there, we're going
man,
to.
for many men, but for women, body is not always that. But for a man, the man wants it to be that. That is the truth. But for women, it's not like that. But for the man, at the end of the day, he wants
Mhm,
what he wants.
mhm.
So it's beyond just a woman may just want just sitting down and just, but the man, it's the daybed that's the cocoa, that's the thing for him. Yeah, so that is it.
Well, in this case, it depends on your man. Because
Mhm.
me, when I talk about marital issues, I don't say it one way. Because what works for A might not work for B. There are some
Mhm.
men, they just want that cuddle, they just want that. But for some, for most, it must end with sex. Because if you have gone to arouse the man after the whole hugging and touching and kissing, and then the gun is already standing, what do you think happens next? You think it will just go down like up? You have to finish what you have started. So most times, in order not to start what you will not, we just avoid it so that you don't go and stir what at the end of the day you now cause a bigger problem. So for me, um whenever I am very tired, in fact, for my man, when my husband is stressed, that's when he wants it the most. Why? When I am stressed, that's even when I don't want to talk about it. So we had to strike a balance. Now, what that balance means, in the night, I will tell him, okay, my head is full, I can't even concentrate, I can't do anything. Can you give me the early hours of the morning? Let me just rest my hair for a while. So, by 4, the guy is already around me, he's already touching and all that. And because I promised, and I know by also that time my nerves are relaxed, my vein, my everything is relaxed, and it's easier for me to have a good time with him. So it makes it easier, right? So there should be that understanding between both parties for us to make it work.
Okay, so I was just trying to disconnect my headphones and put it in a proper one so that people can hear me. Looks like people were not able to hear me. Can you guys hear me from my headphone? Is it fine? Yeah.
Very
Okay,
clear.
sorry about that. I'm really sorry, people
Mm.
on the comment section. It seemed like my audio was a bit bad. I wanted to give a better audio. I hope this works. Please let me know in the comment section if this audio is better so that let me know if this audio is better. Yeah. Okay, Jane, I heard everything you said. I was trying to fix something, but I heard everything you said. Um, Thank you for that. I want us to quickly move on because there's quite a lot for us to cover, like I said earlier. Please, if you're watching, confirm that you can hear and confirm that the audio is okay so that we will not be talking to ourselves. Sorry about the audio issues. I was trying to, technology happens. 2025, do you think that marriage for women is still something that we should be doing? Because when you look at in the world today, there's so many people um who just feel like, okay, there's no point getting married, let me just get baby mama, and they treat the women even better than most of the people in marriage. So what's your view in marriage? When it comes to marriage, do you think women should be getting married in 2025? Eunice, what's your view on that?
Yes, I think God instituted marriage, and marriage
I
marriage
can't hear you,
has
Eunice.
blessings. Can you hear me? Hello, Jane. Can you hear
I can
me?
hear her. Yes, I can
Can,
hear you.
can you hear me
Jane, can you
now?
hear Eunice?
I
Hello.
can hear Eunice. Yeah.
If you can hear
Eunice, you
me,
speak, let me see if I can hear you.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I
Can
can
you
hear
hear me?
Eunice. Yes, I
Hello.
can hear you.
Can you hear me? I'm struggling to hear you. I don't know what's what's going on with my audio today.
I can hear
Um,
you. I can hear
okay,
you.
just a minute. Let me see if I can hear you. I'll
Okay.
stop that. Can you speak now? See if I can hear you.
Hello. Can you hear me?
All right. I think we're having issues with our audio today. Um,
Hello.
I can hear Eunice. Can you hear me?
okay, can you speak now? See if I can hear you. Sorry.
Hello.
Okay, I can
Hello.
hear you. I
Hello.
can hear you. Sorry, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go on. You go
Okay.
on, Eunice.
Yeah. So I was saying, God instituted marriage, and marriage has the blessings that it brings. Just as the Bible said, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. And when God created Adam and he brought Eve. And so I feel marriage is an institution, is an important institution. And I would support every young woman that wants to get married to get married.
What
Yes,
would
there
be
is
what
no
would be your
suitable support.
advice, Eunice? What would be your advice? Because I want us to be very practical. One of the things I've heard, I've been in a call where I hear young people saying that married people are lying to them a lot, that they are not being honest. They don't say the truth. They pretend, they hide, they cover, they come in public and they just form as if everything is fine. And I really want us to be very honest and as vulnerable as possible so people can be able to relate to us. So when you say marriage is an institution, I'm talking, I want you to answer from a personal perspective, from your experience. Do you think, would you advise a younger Eunice to get married in 2025? And why would that be the case?
Yes, I will. I will because I've experienced lots of blessings. I've experienced lots of. There is this communion that marriage brings. When they say something is coupled together, you need that bond, that communion, that togetherness. There are certain things that, just like they say, certain things you can't just you we want to achieve, but when you have a support from someone else, you do much more. You are chasing 10,000s. So this is one reason why I would say yes, people should get married. There is blessings in marriage. Marriage will also open up your heart to certain things which you don't understand. It also help
What
you
are
to
the blessings in marriage? What are the certain things? Eunice, name this thing.
ah okay. Let's start for one big blessing is the children you get, the children you have.
But you don't have to be
Just
married
have
to
kids.
have children, though.
Yeah, that's true. But okay, I also talked about the communion, as in I talked about chasing 10,000. You're not doing things alone. When you are not married, you go to your house, you are living alone, you do things as you want to do, you cook, you eat, you just go and lie down. But you're married, you have a party, you can't even just go and lie down. You people are maybe talking, you are gisting, from there you're doing something else, you're going, as in, they're just so much. Every day just keeps going on. But not being married, I don't know, but I find it, there is that point whereby, as a nurse, let me talk from my experience as a nurse. I've met people, old people, who didn't get married. Some of them, they didn't want to get married at all. They decided they were not going to get married. But during their old age, they regretted it. I've seen many of them, lots of my patients. They begin to feel lonely, really, really lonely. They are so lonely. They now see life that what's the meaning of life?
Hmm.
Everything begins to seem meaningless to them. They just feel like, oh, they've been there, done that. I think they just think they should just die and they should just go. But for those that are married, the patients have seen who are married, you get to see that support. You get to see, it's so beautiful when you see two old man and woman working together, helping themselves. There's this particular one that lives close to me, always riding their bicycles together. And as in, it's so beautiful to watch. So that togetherness, that sense of unity,
Hmm.
peace. Even if some of them will tell you, oh, it actually wasn't like this before, some of them will actually say that. But they get to that point whereby things just begin to align and they get to work together. And some of them will actually say, ah, we've been married for 70 something, 80 something years. He's the sweetest thing that ever happened to me. He did this. So I think marriage is a beautiful
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you for that. I want to ask Jane a question. Jane, I know you've been married for 14 years. You said that
Yeah.
today. And you have 4 children. And obviously, you have this hats, so many hats that you're wearing. You have your personal business, you're running, maybe family business, and all of this. Do you actually think that um, a woman would be able to have um, family, career, right? Her family and her career at the same time. Do you think that is possible?
Very possible.
How possible is that?
Very, very possible. 100% possible. Why I say that,
Can you
because
explain,
I
please,
have
with
walked through it.
practical examples, please?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm saying it's possible because I've been there. In fact, I'm there, So it begins, I tell people, it begins with your personal decision. I know of a lady that she doesn't do anything. And then when I talk to her about doing something, she would tell me that she wants her children to grow up, that she wants to train her children first, let them grow up, let them be able to. And then she's nowhere to be found. Now, do you know what you are trying to do? We are trying to build a family. As a woman, we are multitasking in nature. By default, that's how God created us. We are multitasking in nature. A woman can do multiple things at the same time, unlike men. That's how the woman is wired to operate. Now, when you don't know your qualities as a woman, it begins to affect the way you do things. So, we need to first of all find ourselves in that place of self discovery. Understanding your identity as a woman is where it all begins. Because I already knew who I was as beyond just being a female. I knew the I knew my personality as a woman. I knew this quite early enough. And that is why I told myself I can be more. In the scriptures, let's just say, as far as your eyes can see, when God was
Mm.
telling Abraham, he said, as far as your eyes can see, I've given it to you. That's the same thing that happens in life. In fact, the point I am in, there are people that have even gone 10 steps ahead of me. You're already calling me a multipod, or a woman with many hats. There are people that have gone 10 times ahead of me. They are still women. They don't have two heads. Now, when you begin to talk to yourself in this manner, you begin to wake up your spirit, man. You begin to wake up yourself. You begin to tell yourself, I can be more. The challenge we have today is that a lot of women have decided to stay in their comfort zone, and men are not interested in such women.
Mm.
Men want women who can take the bull by the horns. Men need women who are strong backbone. Being a support to your family is not only financial support. Some men don't just even need your money. They want your idea. They want your advice. They want your counsel. They want to see a proof of your counsel in their life. They want to see that result. That they want to be proud to say, if not for my wife, So sometimes it's not even about the money you're bringing to the table. Sometimes it's the idea. But you cannot bring this idea when you have not been able to develop yourself.
I have a
You must
question,
be.
Jane.
You are a
Jane,
master strategist.
just a minute. I have a
Go ahead.
question because what you're saying is all beautiful and nice and perfect. Absolutely 100% is good for women to have this, discover themselves, know what they can do, how what do this. But one of the things I've seen in the world today is that I see men who are actually scared of women who wear this multiple hats. When I mean scared, they are not, let me not use the word scared, but they are more like threatened. Okay. A man naturally is a hunter, and a
Yeah.
masculine man, we're all Nigerians, and a masculine man is a man who likes to see his wife embrace her feminine nature. What you're saying right now is a woman who is not just wearing her feminine nature, but because obviously we know that women have a masculine nature as well. We have a bit of male hormone and all of that. What you're saying now is that there are some women who will just focus mostly on their masculine nature, and the feminine side of them, the soft side of them, is no longer there or becomes so small. And I've seen career women, right? I'm a career woman myself. I've seen career women that their husbands initially wanted them to be these high flyers, wanted them to be these women that will speak authority. But when they get to that position, they are no longer women in their eyes anymore. They're almost like, we have two men in this house. She's commanding authority. She come back house. She's no longer, because sometimes I find women find it hard to switch on that head at outside, they have outside, come into the house and become that feminine woman that you need to be. So my
woman.
question to you is that, how can you balance being a feminine woman, right, at home, then you go outside and be that commanding authority, so that you will not have problem in your marriage? In 1 minute, please.
You just explained that a bit. Women have feminine nature, men have masculine nature. You cannot play the role of a man as a woman, despite the fact that you're chasing your career. So you must always understand that place of a woman. You're not just a female that is going after her career. You are a mother, you're a wife. That's the difference between you and a single woman. So you must be able to understand it. I'm speaking to our audience. I'm not just talking to you. I'm speaking to our audience. You're not a single woman that is going after her career. You are a married woman and a mother. So like I said earlier, understanding your place as a multitasking personality, as someone that has a multitasking personality, that's how you're wired. So when we talk about multitasking, it means that you can be able to balance home, spirituality, emotions, economy, and all that. So you must be able to strike a balance. That means you must be able to understand your place in the home, your place in the life of your children, your place in the life of your husband, your place in the life of your husband's family, your own extended family. So there must be a balance.
Mm.
As a woman, you
Jane,
must be able to strike a balance.
Jane,
You don't
let's
come home. You don't come
Jane, can
home.
I say something? Can I say something, right? Because one of this is me not
Okay.
taking any position. I want to really want us to have an intelligent conversation, because we are intelligent women here. And I guess Eunice, maybe you could
Okay.
come up here as well. We all know there's nothing like balance. We know that there's no balance anywhere. It's either there's 30% here, you're giving 30% as a wife, you're giving 20% as a mother, as a mom, you're giving 20% to your career, you're giving 10% to your in-law. If that's all the balance you're talking about, then that's fine. But if you say you want to give 100% to you as a wife, you want to give 100% as a mother, you want to give 100% as a career woman, then I don't know where that balance is going to come from, because for
No,
me
no,
there's
no,
no
no.
balance.
That's not.
And
That's not.
another thing, just a minute, another thing I wanted to challenge
That's
as
not what I
well.
mean.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to challenge as well is that this is
Okay.
one of the things I have heard over and over and over, that women, we say, and a lot of women says that we are multi, what's that word I use, multi tasking.
Multitasking in nature.
Now, science has proven that multitasking is not true. I can be talking to you right now, right, and I can be trying to control the things I'm using for this live stream, right? When I'm talking to you, I'm giving you my 100% attention. If I don't give you my 100% attention, I will not get everything you're saying. So a lot of times when we say we're multitasking, and this is where women find themselves in a mess. They are multitasking. It's almost like you're doing a lot of things, but nothing is actually getting done, being done properly. So I want, maybe Eunice, maybe you should speak to this. Are women really multitaskers, or we are just wearing this crown of multitasking and just giving ourselves a lot of load that we actually cannot carry as women? Because I see a lot of women being called, oh, somebody probably said to Jane, you're such a strong woman, you're such a powerful woman, such a strong woman, but the girl is struggling. She needs maybe time to go for maybe massage to bring her brain back to where her brain is supposed to be as a woman. So, Eunice, what do you think about multitasking? Let's talk about it. Let's dig deep. Can women multitask? Is it true that we can actually multitask? Or we switch off, face on this, switch on, face on this? Just sorry, Eunice. Go on,
Yeah,
go
it
on.
seems muted. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to speak from my personal angle. So, from my personal angle, I would say I tend to switch off, switch on, switch off, turn to the switch off, switch. That is what works for me. That's from my own personal angle. And that helps me to be able to give my bit in all those areas because I find out that if I switch off one totally, it's not going to work for me. Like I'm a person, I'm a music person, I'm a music minister. I have my fashion business. This clothes is part of my fashion business. I've got my healthy living and wellness thing in which I do. I'm also a mom. I also have my full-time job as an endoscopy nurse as well. When I go to work, I'm at work. During my break time or when I do have time, I could go answer DMs and all that. I do have some staffs online we could answer certain things for me, certain queries or do certain things for me. I try to delegate as well because the truth is you can't actually do it all totally 100%. Then at the same time, at the moment, like I mentioned, I switch off and I switch on certain lights. Just like as I'm going out of this room, I switch off these lights. I step into the next room, I switch it on. So at the moment now, like someone was calling me, I normally have like fashion shows for my fashion business. I did one last year. I was involved in one in January. Someone wanted me to do another fashion show this month. And I said no. That's not going to work for me because this month I'm dedicating it to focus on my health and wellness business. And that's where I'm really, really focusing on right now. It's not like I can't still sell my wares. You can send me DMs and I can still sell my wares. But at the moment, I do have a focus there right now because I need to promote something. And later on during summer, I already have things planned out. Later on during summer, I'm bringing out new lines. I'm going to put some focus again on my fashion business. So, and this, for me, this helps me to be able to still meet those areas I do miss, that I love. Because if I say I want to just do everything 100%, I can't. I'm going to burn out. But me switching off and switching on, it helps me to have this balance. And that also helps me even as a mom, even as a wife as well. My husband, my children, they do understand that, okay, there are times when, okay, mommy needs this time, like right now, and my children have tried to want to come, I'm like, no, right now, I'm having a live session. After now, we can go have our family movie. So it's just about switching on and switching on and
Okay.
knowing when to put
Yeah.
in the energy at the basket where you need to put in at that
Yeah.
time.
I guess Jane wants to say something. Jane, you could say something before we ask the next question.
I want to, yes, I want to say something because from what you have said, Eunice, it's very obvious that it's not switching off and switching on. Because do you know what switching on and switching off it means? That you're leaving one totally and then going to. Now, when I use the word multitask, what I actually mean, out of your 20, let's just use one day, out of your 24 hours, do you use your 24 hours doing just one thing? Obviously, no. Because between 6 and 7, your kids are going to school. You're preparing them to take them to school. And from 7 till so time, you're doing something else. And maybe today you've told yourself, because this is how I operate, and it has really helped me a lot to achieve so many. So I can achieve up to 4 5 things in one day in 24 hours. So I did not just go about doing one thing. Now, from that 7, okay, I have calls, business calls to make. I want to talk with my customers for 1 hour. And I want to talk with 5 customers today. I want to talk with 10 customers today. I want to do a follow-up today on my clients. And then between 9 a.m. till 11, I'm going to be having an appointment in the office with a mentee or with a client, a customer, or with a business owner. Between 11 and 12, I should be in so place. By the time you put it like this, my dear, you discover that you have been able to achieve a lot. By 4 to 5, I'm picking up the kids. We are back home. Okay, I'm going to do chores today. I'm going to go to the market today. I'm going to do shopping today. So you are seeing that, but meanwhile, your husband has already gone to work and he doesn't care. Like, it's not a problem. So for men, they want to do one thing at a time. That's what I actually mean by multitasking.
Okay,
For
so
men, they
let's
just do one
explain,
thing at a time.
explain multitasking with English dictionary, right? Multitasking is that you're doing so many things at the same time. That's what multitasking is, right? But what I think all of us are saying the same thing. It means that women can do a lot of things over the course of time. But obviously, we cannot be cooking and
Exactly.
washing at the same time. We can be cooking, after cooking, we switch to another thing. After that, we switch to another thing. So we are all saying the same thing. And what we are saying is that we switch from one chore to another chore, from one chore to another chore. Because the reason I wanted us to really talk about this, because a lot of women wear this thing as a crown of glory in such a way that it's almost like, oh, I've been so busy. It's almost like they use suffer as a thing of pride. I've been so busy today, my day has been so packed. I've been doing this. Oh, I'm so exhausted. You chose to do those things and you organized it in such a way that you were exhausted. Because this is the International Women's Day, and I really want us to speak to
Okay.
women. And let's understand that we are women, we are feminine women. Let's we are feminine women. What does it mean for us to be feminine women? It means that we are soft women. Men, we like to be looked after. Okay, we like to be taken care of. It's not just, oh, I did
Yeah.
this, I did that,
True.
I did this, I did this, I did this. Somebody always says to me, oh, you will do everything. You will take care of children, you will do this one, you will do the other one. A lot of women will say they will do this, they will do that. Then when it now comes to having sex with their husband that brought them into the house before they now had all those children, they are tired to do it. That's where you now see people having problems in their home. And this is really, really important. And I wanted us to address that. Now, Eunice, if you, I will ask a separate question. Eunice, if you look at your 20 years old self, right,
Mhm.
with what you have learned being married and being a woman, would you marry a broke man that has potential, or would you marry a rich man that has bad character?
Dude, is there something to think about in this question? I don't know. You just said now a broke man that has potential and has I would marry a broke man that has potential and that has good character and that loves me. Yeah, that is it. There is no point marrying a rich man that has bad character because
But he has
that rich
money
man,
now.
money is not, I don't know, but for me personally, money is not everything. Money is not everything because that money can send you to the grave. Money is not everything. Because at the end of the day, sorry to say, there's something going on in social media recently. I don't want to name the person, but it's alleged. I think she got married to this man maybe because of his money and all that. Because she's not the first wife, she's not the second, she's not the third,
Mm.
and now they're having chaos and all that in the marriage. And so, and now she's like, okay, what she is money is about money. So at the end of the day, now there's trouble, and money is not everything. Money can't give you money is not everything, seriously, because we need that peace. As women, we need that peace. You need that
Just
peace. You
just
need
like
someone that
men,
also
just like
loves.
men need peace. You need peace as well.
Yeah, men need peace, and we too women, we need lots of peace. In fact, maybe we even need more peace because
Okay, let me
yeah,
let
the one
me
carrying the baby. Yeah.
let me ask Jen a question, right? You're married, obviously. You have four children. You've been married for 14 years. Your husband comes to you and say, "Honey, I want to marry another wife." What would you do, Jen?
Right there. I will give him,
Give
I
him the
don't know.
key.
I will just tell, see, see, I'll just tell him to go ahead. Like, go ahead. I will even help himself organize the wedding, organize the whole thing. I will be one of the organizers of that wedding. I see, I'm not joking. I'm saying it from the depth of my heart. I'm not saying it because we are here. Why? Because I know the value I carry. and I have the value I carry has also rubbed on him. So who he is today is part of the value I carry. I'm not being as like it's not proud. I'm not. It's not pride. I know the value I carry, and I know how far. I know where I met him, and I know how far we have gone. And that this value, I've not lost it. I did not lose it in the course of the whole process. In fact, I even got more value. That was why I wanted to answer one question you asked, because why should people still get married? You should get married because marriage is a platform for personal development. I
Mm,
am where I am today is this same marriage, you understand? So when in the course of also trying to add value to his life, I grew through the process. So I'm even better now compared to where I started. So him getting married will not have any effect on my personality, neither will it have any effect on my career.
wow.
So that's
This
it.
is this is a very strong. This is coming from from a woman who, you obviously know yourself and you know your worth. And this is one of the things that we are speaking to today as women. If you're someone who, a lot of young people are just waiting to get married. It's almost like marriage is the end goal for a lot of people. Now, it's a beautiful thing, like everyone had said, but if you go in without having that, having discovered yourself, you might begin to feel a little bit frustrated when things don't go the way you want it. Eunice, what's your deal breaker in
Sure.
marriage?
To marriage.
What's your deal breaker?
You mean in marriage or to life or what
In
area?
marriage, in marriage.
Okay. Cheating is one.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
plenty. Okay, what are your deal breakers? Yeah,
Yeah,
cheating,
cheating. Yes, and abuse.
abuse. There's so many kinds of abuse. What kind of abuse are you talking about?
Physical abuse, emotional abuse. Yeah.
Give me a typical example of emotional abuse that would make you walk away. That would be a deal breaker for you.
Ah, hmm. Okay. If the man keeps making you feel worthless over and over again, every time, and keep making you feel like you are nobody, you are worthless, you are not meaningful, and it gets to that point where it begins to get on you, you start getting depressed, or you start thinking about suicide or something else, then that could be a deal breaker. Because having a supportive partner is really key. But when if you are married to someone that doesn't support you at all, and at the same time makes you see yourself less of who you are, and make you see yourself like, God, why did you even create me? Then that
A
could
deal
be a deal
breaker.
breaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really want to say, speak to people on the comment section. I can see that a lot of people have been putting stuff, their view and all of that. On the comment
Yeah.
section, guys, let me know what's your deal breaker as a woman, what's your deal breaker as a man. What are the things that if someone does to you, I assume, let's say you're in marriage, you would walk away from that marriage. In a friendship relationship, you walk away from that friendship. In a work relationship, you walk away from that environment. What actually is your deal breaker? Let us know on the comment section because I would like you guys to be involved in this conversation as well. Jane, what's your deal breaker in marriage?
Okay, for me, my deal breaker is physical abuse. That's number one, majorly. That's the major thing that can make me say it's, I think I just have to move on, right? Yes, but outside that, my dear, if I let the guy have do emotional abuse, I'd already built myself. Like I've already built my. In fact, I am dead, and my heart is dead in that area. So I don't even get the emotion. The emotion, the person is not even seeing the emotion to even speak that thing to, because I already know. See, it still boils down to you knowing, having this in your subconscious of who you are. You understand? So when somebody is telling you who you are not, it doesn't get to you. So first of all, know who you are. So that when someone tells you who you are not, it doesn't make any sense to you. Most times we have already lost our identity. We don't even not lost self. You have not even known. So when somebody is not telling you who you are not, you're accepting it to be who you are. So let's start with that first. As I am here, man cannot even use emotional abuse to bring me down because we don't pass that level. You understand? No, we don't pass. But for women who are still struggling with this, my dear, the first thing is to build your
So
self-esteem. Find yourself, build an environment. Inside that environment, you can build an environment inside that environment. What do I mean by that? Surround yourself with people, friends who talk you up, who always motivate you, who always inspire you to become more, to do more. When you hear more of positive words, one single negative words cannot bring you down. So build yourself. If you cannot find friends, maximize the internet, maximize Instagram, maximize the YouTube, and get positive, inspirational, information that will build up your mind. So by the time you start doing this, one single word or words from a single person cannot stop you.
yeah, that's
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 just
really
mine.
good. I think one of the things I'm getting from this conversation this evening is that every woman should just know themselves. Like you have to just discover. In fact, before you even go into any relationship, know who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, you're going to be bamboozled in that relationship, and they're going to be telling. Imagine you have a
True.
misunderstanding with your partner. Your partner is calling you names which obviously we don't subscribe to. You will start
You're not.
seeing yourself as that person. Okay, but when you know who you are, like Jen
True.
said, obviously if they like they should say the same thing from now till tomorrow. It doesn't really, and not just knowing who you are, you have to surround yourself with people who are talking you up. Because even if you know who you
Yeah.
are and you're in an environment where they're constantly putting you down, it will get to a point where your walls will be broken and it will start getting to you. So it's very
True.
important. If
But
you have,
seriously,
go
you
on.
can't be in an environment where they are pulling you down and it won't get to you. You can't be throwing stones at a wall and it won't crack. So no matter how strong you've actually think that, oh, you are wearing your shield or you've built yourself,
Mm,
you don't want to surround yourself with someone that will be talking you down constantly. One day it will definitely get to you, no matter how strong or no matter how much you beat of it. But beating yourself is very key, it's very important. However, you want someone that is supporting you, want someone that would appreciate you and tell you, okay, even in your down moment, because we all have our down moments.
have to.
And in our down moments, you need someone that's going to
Sure.
uplift you. You need someone that's going to tell you, okay, yes, even when you're not even getting it so right, we're telling you, I know you can do this. You can push through it.
Yeah. Okay. If you're in a room full of men, right? Today's International Women's Day. You're in a room full of 20,000 men, and you're given 2 minutes to say something about women to these men. What would you say, Jen, to these men?
I didn't really get your question.
So,
I
if you
didn't really
are,
get it.
if you're, Eunice, did you get my question? So I would, okay. If you're in a, you are invited to an event where there are men, just men, no woman, and you're
Okay.
given 2 minutes, because today's
Okay.
International Women's Day, you're given 2 minutes to speak to these men. What would you say to these men?
Okay. Number one thing I'll always say to these men is love your wife. Pay attention to your wife. Love your wife. Give her attention and give her the support. Why I would say these three things is because women are multipliers. Women are multipliers in nature. If you give a woman support, she will give you not just support, she will give you God. She will give you everything that she has, including her finances, including, like, I mean everything that she has. So for me, I will tell men, love your wife, give your wife attention, and be sensitive to your wife's emotions. Three
Yeah.
things.
Eunice, what would you say to these men?
Show her that you love her. Because when you ask many men, they'll say, I love her now. Are you showing it? Let her know. Let her feel it. Even if her eyes are closed, let her feel it. Let her know. I think many people it's for African men, many African men. Women want those little things, those little things. But for African men, they want it when they will do big. But no, we want it those little affection, little things. So go all out and do it. Go all out to show her. Let her feel it. Let her see it. Let her know. Even if her eyes are blind, let her know. Those little things that she wants. Don't just take it for trial and say, is it just this one? No. Those little things are very key to her. Do those things that she wants. And she's going to know that you really do love and care for her.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you people on the comment section. I can see the comments coming in. I really appreciate your view on because it's not just us talking, but also you guys putting your thoughts on the comment section as well. There's this thing I saw some years ago, and I think it's been happening almost every year. I'll see one video on social media where a girl is kneeling down to propose to a man, right? What's your view on this, Jane and Eunice? Would you propose to a man you love this guy, like he's just the most amazing man in the world, and you don't want to miss out? You don't want this man now to something to happen. You will not go and meet one Akwa woman and they will not take him away from you, right? So what would you do? Would you propose to this man, or would you advise somebody to propose to a man? Jane. Then after that, Eunice, you go.
My dear, I can never, I will never be in support of that. Now, why I'm saying that is because, see, sometimes you just carry yourself, go put for danger way, as in you just carry yourself, go put for position way, you go just there on the receiving end. It is not your position as a woman to propose to a man. It has never been from the beginning. God created Adam first, and then he now made a woman out of the man. So Adam saw the woman and said she's beautiful. It's not you that will see the man and be telling the man he's handsome. The man is the one supposed to chase after you. Go and check a lot of women, they did not propose. Oh, they just naturally started liking the guy, and somehow they pushed themselves to a point where the guy didn't have a choice than to propose to them. Go and check how such marriages are today. Some of them are having serious issues. Why? Because the guy, they have made themselves to be always on the offering side. From that in that marriage, they are always, the guy is not the one on the receiving end. The guy wants you to do this for him. On your birthday, the guy will not celebrate you. The guy does not say any. In fact, you just make the guy handicapped. You just make the guy irresponsible. Certain things, they cannot even stand up to their responsibilities, even with the money that they have. It's not like the man does not have, but because that is how you started it from the beginning, it has remained like that. I will not advise any woman to propose to any man.
Mm,
It has never, don't change it. If you change it, it will go against you. I know what I'm saying. It might look rosy now in the beginning, but on the long run, it will hurt you, it will haunt you. So please allow it to go the normal way. Let me tell you, there are a lot of beautiful, I don't want to use beautiful, sorry, there are a lot of handsome, there are a lot of good character, there are a lot of good men out there. We cannot just keep, even we that are married today, we still meet better men than our husbands. What will always keep you there is the fear of God. So that is not your last option. He's not the only option. So if he does not have the guts to propose to you, that means he doesn't want you to be his wife. Don't go and force yourself into a marriage that will not work, or that will later start giving you
yeah.
serious,
Thank you for that. Eunice, do you
challenges.
have a different view to what she said?
I have similar view, but my
Okay.
own is I carry myself so much with pride as a woman, as in a woman you should carry yourself with pride. You are not just a walk in the park. Carry yourself with pride. You are a queen. So carry yourself, wear your hat, and carry yourself like a woman, like a queen that you are. If it is that you think, even if God has spoken to you that, okay, this man is going to be the man, there is a way you can position yourself. Ruth positioned herself without even talking to
Mm,
Boaz. And the Boaz came and proposed to her. So you can position yourself and you won't have to do the talking. So if it is that it has to be that way, You think, okay, you've heard from God, or you think that, okay, he is the only Mr. Right and he has to be the one.
Mm.
Just position yourself. Position yourself. It
Yeah.
may be you building yourself. Maybe you just carry yourself. But position yourself. But don't have to go and start opening your mouth. Hey, you have to know.
Okay.
No.
This Jen says something. Don't change it. It has always been like that. There are a lot of people who think that when it comes to marriage, women in a relationship and in marriage, that a man should always be the one to initiate sex. Leave it like that, oh, don't change it. Leave it like that. It has always been like that. Don't change it. Now, Jane, I want to ask you a question. How can a woman, first of all, is it okay for a woman to be initiating sex? Most likely, you will say yes because I know you. But if you think women should be initiating sex, you have a girl come to you and say, you know what, I've always known that a man should be the one initiating sex. And I know you've been married for 14 years. Please, can you teach me how can I initiate sex with my husband? Jane, what would be your answer?
Ah, it's very easy now because men are carried away by what they see. Women are carried away by what they hear. So since the men are carried away by what they see, the best thing is to undress, or you undress before the man. You want to go and take your bath. You go to the bathroom. When you finish, you come to the room naked. So you take your time and be rubbing your moisturizer, your cream. You bend down. In front of he's there. There is no way. There is no way that he will not be in the mood. So you're trying to set him in the mood first, and then when you are done, while you're doing that, a man that actually loves you, seeing all that, will not have any choice. Then you go to the bed and lie down close to him. Just you're not even talking to him. Oh. You're just doing your own thing, using your bum bum and arranging yourself on the bed,
I like
and before you
conversation.
know it, hug him and do like you want to lie, you want to sleep. From there, everything is set. The atmosphere is charged, and then you can go on the other room.
I really,
So
Jane,
that's it. It's
let
very
me
simple.
tell you guys something about Jane you don't know. So, Jane, those days, right? You see the way Jane is talking right now. Jane, those days, maybe should I say it? Jane, should I say it? Should I say it? Jane, those days used to be one SU girl. You know those SU people that used to hold their Bible like this, and you cannot you cannot say anything to them apart from God, Jesus Christ. That's the only thing you can say to them. I'm so happy just hearing you speak the passion and all of the things. Eunice, do you want to add, is there any, because I know you've been married for a very long time as well. Is there anything you want to, in addition to what Jane said, any tips and hacks that you can give to this girl that doesn't know how to start the thing?
Firstly, how long has the girl been married to the person?
Doesn't
Because
matter. Oh.
if you be married to someone even for a few months, you should be able to know the person's soft spot. You should be able to know the person's weak points, or the person's every man or every woman has. You have that place that, okay, you just even signal or you just even touch and the person is off. You get, so once you know those signals and you know those soft spots, yeah, just go ahead. And some of them is even just even maybe even just rubbing the head. That's it. And then
Yeah.
it's, yeah. So
Okay.
know the soft spots and that's it.
Yeah. I have another question because we're going to be summarizing very soon. I have another question. So, guys, if you don't know, if you joined quite later when Jane introduced herself, she's a woman who carries a lot of. She wears a lot of hats, okay? And I know she has a program coming up on the 29th. Is it 29th of March, right? 29th of March in
Yeah.
Port Harcourt, where she's bringing people, business people, small and medium sized business people to just come and learn and get the knowledge. They say knowledge is power. Jen is going to help you. If you're also a woman who lives around Port Harcourt, not just Port Harcourt, obviously I've been posting stuff on Facebook. You can message Jane directly. You want to start a business, you want somebody to hold your hands in terms of business, Jane will be able to hold your hands. I always say that no woman should be a, when I mean stay at home not doing anything. no woman should find themselves in that situation. Even if it's a small business, you can start, and Jane will be able to hold your hands. And if you're someone as well that live around the UK, Eunice also is quite a business person. Eunice just finished a 3 days detox program, which I regretted. Well, I had a lot going on as well, but I saw a lot of people posting pictures and their pepper soup, and I was like, oh my god, why did I not do this? I've already told that the next cohort I'm joining. So if you know you're struggling with your weight, you know you're struggling with your healthy living or eating healthy, anything at all that has to do with your weight, your health as a woman. If you see Eunice, you will know she has one child. She looks absolutely stunning, right? Message her, reach out to her on Instagram. She's on Instagram, and she's
The
on
foodie fit woman.
the food, the food what?
The foodie fit woman. You
The
can
foodie
reach me
fit
out to me
fit.
on
Yeah, the
Instagram at
foodie.
the
I'm
foodie
gonna
fit.
also link both of them's handle on the on Facebook and also on YouTube. So you can reach out to them, private chat them. They'll be able to support you. If you also need to make clothes, you like some of the clothes that Eunice, like the one she's wearing right now, she does make to match as well with her husband and all of that. So reach out to Eunice. Eunice will be able to help you. Eunice, do you believe in age gap relationship?
Yeah,
Like when I mean age gap relationship, do you believe that a woman in her 20s should marry a man that is 35?
it depends on the personality. As I say, age is a number, so it depends on the personality.
Is that for both sides? Would a woman, would you advise a friend who is 40 to marry a 20-year-old boy?
No, I don't
Oh,
know, but personally,
okay.
okay, I this is my personal angle, and maybe also this was also inspired by some biblical angles as well. If we have to go through the Bible, we see from Genesis, Abraham was ahead of Sarah, and he gave Sarah, I think, about 10 years. If we also looked at Isaac and Rebecca as well. So, and I don't know, but if a woman is in her 30s and getting married to a guy of 20s, how is that submission going to play? It's going to be really difficult.
Yeah, but you just
But
said age is a number not a few minutes ago.
age is a number. However, but when it's a woman and a man, I don't know, but it doesn't seem right because I just feel like for the for a woman and a man, because okay, you know that you want to marry. I personally, growing up, even when I was in school, when I was in this university, you can't be my age mate as a guy coming to talk to me. I'm like, who is this chingon boy? No. That's how I saw it. No, I wouldn't respect you. I wouldn't give you that. I wouldn't. You don't expect me to be submitting to you. Don't expect me to. I wouldn't. That is me. But some people are fine with it. Some people could be cool with it. But from the woman's own angle, because no matter how we see it, God has actually made the man the head. That's my belief.
Hmm.
And for you
Okay.
to have the man as the head,
Yeah.
you need to have that form of superiority. For you to have him, okay, he's your covering. How do you want to have that? You are the woman, he's 10 years younger, and you want to still say he's your head. You want to see, it can even still work when you guys are same age or maybe just a little gap. But that much difference, I haven't seen anyone that have that very, very wide gap and the woman is the one up there,
It
that the
has to be.
woman is
Yeah.
still, you only still see that boy kind of, she's treating him like,
Yeah.
come, you know
Yeah.
I don't know. But but from the man and the woman's own perspective, it doesn't seem that way. Because the
So
man knows his place.
so what you're saying is, because obviously you're an
Mhm.
experienced person, you're in marriage, and not just you've seen other people. What you're saying is that it's it's not that it's impossible, but it's better for women to marry up and men marry down. Okay, I
Yeah.
think that's what you're trying to say in summary. Jane, just a
Yes.
quick question, because today is International Women's Day, right? You have a lot of women who are watching, who are going to be watching later. What's one or two advice that you would give to those women today that is International Women's Day?
Okay, number one, love yourself as a woman. Show yourself some care. It shouldn't be just all about your children, your husband, your business. Some women have lost themselves in the course of trying to care for the children, trying to care for for their husband, their family, their business, and they don't even show any concern about them. Today is International Women's Day. Get yourself a gift. No matter how small it is, celebrate yourself as a woman. Celebrate yourself. So it shouldn't just be all about your children, your business, church, husband, and then you lose yourself in the process. No. You always create room for self development. That's the second thing I would advise. Create room for upgrade, create room for updates, create room where you can, in fact, always check your network of friends, your circles, and see how you can improve. Build new circles if the one you have is not helping you grow. Connect with the right people, connect with other women who are doing very well in your line of career or career pursuits so that you can also grow. All right. So these are basically my
Yeah,
advice for
yeah.
women today.
Eunice, what would you add to that, please?
I would say to women, stay unique. And in your uniqueness, keep developing yourself, just as Jane has said. Become you, become everything. You may get married as nothing, you may get married, but don't stay there. Move. Pick up yourself and keep moving every day. Keep developing yourself every day. Keep becoming. Even if you start as a stay at home mom, develop yourself. Look
Mm,
for businesses you can do even in that being stay at home. Look for online courses you could take. Look for online jobs you could start doing. Do not just stay without doing anything.
anything.
Do not just stay and say you want to become Odogu's wife. One day, Odogu may not be available. One day, Odogu may not become Odogu and he will need someone to kneel on. Would you be that woman that Odogu can be able to kneel on? For many women, at the end of the time, you see that sometimes, like someone said to me, marriage starts this way for some people. The man is the one at the peak. Then it gets to a certain point, then the children are growing, the children grows, they get to a point, the woman climbs. And then later on, you see the woman becoming the peak. So when Odogu is no longer Odogu, how do you want to, where do you both want to fall onto? So develop yourself and become that Odogu race and become that woman that even your husband can also kneel when the chips are down.
Yeah. That is honestly, that is so beautiful. What both of you just said now is such a beautiful thing. If I could just add one thing to what you have all said, is that um in all of this developing yourself, in all of this being the, don't just be Oriako, right? Be Odogu's wife, okay? In all of this discovering yourself, Jen has said, in all of this finding yourself, don't be at home and not do anything. Stay at home is hard on its own. Please don't stay at home and not do anything. Develop yourself, find causes to do, build yourself, grow yourself. Now, in all of this, I overheard one of the ladies, Pastor Mrs. Funka Dijimo, saying that it's not every woman a man can divorce. It's not
No,
every woman a man can say, get out
True.
of my house.
at all.
So we have to get to a point where we become that pillar, where the man knows that I cannot do without this woman. Oh, this woman is literally my strength and my support. Now I know that as well. There are a lot of things out there that have made, when you speak to younger women who maybe thinking of getting married, a lot of them are really, really discouraged getting into a relationship because they feel that it's going to affect their career. One thing I really want to say is that all of us here are career women. Okay, all of us here are powerful women. All of us here have 4 children. In fact, all of us here have football team and one
Team,
substitution.
football team.
And one substitution, right? All of us
Yeah.
here are doing amazingly well for ourselves. At least I know Eunice. Eunice has know a little bit about me. I've seen what Jane is doing. Honestly, I don't even the program she's going to be having on the 29th of March. When I see the flyer, I see the video, and I'm asking myself, is this babe that I know in secondary school that is doing all of these things? She is. Everybody is going places. Why am I saying this? You can be woman with children, woman in a home, in a family with husband, and you can still go places. There is no limitation. Don't say, oh, I'm going to have children now. I don't want to go do anything. I just want to have children. Don't do that. One may slow down while the other one is going faster, but know that don't put one completely on hold while the other one is going. You can do it. We are a testament that it is possible for you to have four children. Jane doesn't have any help. I don't have any help. Unique doesn't have any help. And we are doing this. So you can do it. If there's anything you're going to hear today, you are capable and you can do it. I just have a few fire questions for both of you. It's just a one word answer if you can give me that. In one word, describe being a woman, Jane.
Just like the name sound, woman. A woman is a man with a womb. And when you hear the word womb, that womb is a carrier. So a woman is a carrier, So the question now is, what are you actually carrying? A woman carries a seed. A woman is a fruitful vine. A woman is a
You're giving
multiplier.
me
A
sentence.
woman is.
I say one word. You're giving me you're giving me a whole lot of
I'm giving
sentence.
you multiple
You're giving me multiple
multiple
words.
words. Okay, let
Yeah.
me stop there.
Okay, a woman
Let me
is
stop there.
a seed carrier. A woman is someone who multiplies. Okay, Eunice, career or family? Which
Okay.
one is harder to manage? Your career and your family. If you have both of them on a scale, which one is harder to manage?
Mm. I would say family because family involves your children, and especially when you have more than one. When you have, I call my battalion. From anything after three is battalion. So when you have four is battalion. When you have four is battalion. So I would say family because it's like you have to divide yourself in bits to fill in those spaces. At work, you just go do your thing and get back. But family, it's a lot. You still have your husband as a baby. You have your children too as your babies. You have everyone dragging you here, calling you here. If anything happens in the house, who do they blame? Let me ask you both. Who do they blame? Even your children, who do they blame? Mommy, mom, it's mommy. It's mom. Sometimes I'm like,
True.
why? So I would say family. But the
Family.
truth is, even in all the whole, is still the greatest blessing.
Mm,
You know how something is sweet and sour, or it's just that mix every day. There's just that mix. It's still the greatest blessing at the end of the day
yeah,
because that is still you.
yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for that, Jane. What's the best piece of advice that you've ever received as a woman? Don't give me long sentence. Give me short sentence. The best piece of advice you've ever received as a woman.
I wasn't expecting this question. Hmm. Sincerely, I don't even know what to say because as a woman, I'm not just a mother. I'm also a career person. So sometimes when I feel like giving up, I just get the advice: just keep pushing, just keep pushing, don't give up. Because no matter how hard I try to be, you may not know what I'm going through, but within me, there are some days I feel like crying. There are some days I want to just give up and then but some days it looks like you're pushing so hard and nothing is really happening. So when I talk to some of my accountability partners when I talk with them, they just put me back on track
Yeah,
and tell me, Jane, I know you, you're strong, you can do it, just keep pushing. So
yeah, yeah.
that's it.
That's really good. Eunice, just one question that I would like you to answer. If you could have dinner, right, with an inspiring woman that's either alive or dead, who would that be?
I would say my mentor, Coach Wendy Oluge. Yeah. How many women? One or two
One,
or
just one.
okay.
Wendy.
Wendy Oluge. Yeah.
Jane, do you know Wendy Ologe? No.
No,
Okay.
no.
Eunice, you need to introduce that to Wendy Ologe because you
Okay.
might get something out of it. So, Jane, just one more
Okay.
another question. What's one thing you wish more people understood about working women? Women who career women. What's one thing you want them to understand?
Okay, they are master strategists, you know. For you to be able to navigate through family, career, and all that, you must be able to know how to manage your time. You must be able to know how to be creative. You must be able to know how to, because for you to do that, it takes a lot of energy, not physical energy, mental energy. You know, putting these things together goes beyond just physical work, goes beyond just hard work. It involves smart work.
Hmm.
So for you to be a smart person, it doesn't it's not just about being intelligent, you must be smart. So for you to be a smart person, you must know how to navigate these things in your mind in such a way that it's now easier for you to implement them physically. So it's more of a mental work
Hmm.
than a physical work. Like I can
Yeah.
say it's 90% mental
Yeah.
work than physical work. So
Yeah.
that's just it.
Thank you so much for that. We've had a very a good conversation. Do you guys believe how long we've spent here? It's been an amazing conversation with you ladies, and I'm so grateful that you guys turned up and did this with me because there are so many things that have been said that I just feel like people would be able to benefit from. Sorry, people will be able to benefit from, and also learn from the conversation that we've had. Just a final word from both of you. If you have opportunity to change one thing about women in Nigeria, because we are all Nigerian people, if you have an opportunity to change one thing about women in Nigeria, what would that be, Eunice?
One thing I would want to change for women in Nigeria is that mentality of depending on men to a man to be your everything. A man cannot be your everything. You need to strive to become who God wants you to be. God has created you with talents. He has created you with gifts. He has created you with abilities. And God wants to see you thrive. God wants to see those talents being used. God wants to see you become the best version of you. So, for one, many women in Nigeria, I see like they depend on men. They think that the man has to provide everything, the man has to do this and do that. What can you do for your own self? What would you say to your own self? Do you want to write your name in the sand of time? If you want to write your name in the sand of time, then you can't be depending on the man because it's the man's name that will be written, not your name.
Mm,
To write your name on the sand of time by becoming who God has called you to be. Push yourself to grow. Even when you don't, when it is even difficult, keep pushing. Keep pushing. Start from where you are. Don't wait till you have it all figured out. Women get married, in like many women I see. Oh, I want to have a baby first. They tell you that as in, I want to have a baby first before I start work. I want to have a baby first before I start business. One baby come, the next time you see them, they are pregnant for the second one. I want to give birth to this baby. The next time you see them, they are pregnant for
there's
the
always a good reason not to
they
start.
always have an excuse. And at the end of the day, they get to that point where the man is going to that point where he's getting weak. And there's no longer that support which he could have given to her at that initial stage anymore. And at the same time, she's become redundant. She's not gone to school. She's not used up her working experience
Mm,
and she can't find a job and she's stuck. So these are things that happens in with many women I see in Nigeria. And I'm like, do not wait. You get married. You were before when you were single, you were doing something. You get married. Do not stop. keep doing what you are doing and keep moving.
Yeah. Jane, could you add to that, please?
Yes, what I would say is one thing I would do for certain for Nigerian women is helping them build their self-worth and self-confidence, because a lot of women has lost themselves
Hmm.
because they don't know who they truly are. So one thing I would do for them is to build them to become better versions of themselves. I'll help them get more exposed, create a better environment for them to grow and thrive. And because why I'm saying that is because if a woman is able to build her self-worth, she will not let words bring her down. She will not let words, sometimes this words does not just come from spouse, it also comes from people around you, it also comes from family members, it also comes from, you know, people who you look up to with the hope that they will help you, and then they give you put certain words into your ears and into your mind that begins to affect you. So building these Nigerian women, if we can build them to have their self-esteem intact, they will help also build other women. So the more we build them, the more they build others, the better society we have, you know. So that
Yeah.
is just that
Yeah.
basically.
Wow, thank you so much. We've had a good conversation, and I'm so grateful that you guys came. I think from everything we've talked about today, we all agree that marriage is a beautiful thing. We all agree that younger women
Sure.
go into marriage, and I can tell that we all got married early. I can see that we all got married early. So that
It's true.
means we subscribe to getting married early. So I think this is one of the things that is so beautiful. When I go out with my kids, people say, "Oh, is that your child? Are those your children?" And I do have seen unique boys as well, tall. When you see your kids and people start asking, "Are those your kids, or are those your siblings?" It's almost like, okay, you started early, right? And now we are at that point in our career where we are doing amazingly well. We've invested in ourselves. So this whole conversation is just to summarize that you can do it. You can have all of them. You can have your life yourself. You can have a husband. You can have children. You can have career. You can have anything you put your heart to do. Okay, you can have anything you want to do. Don't let anybody tell you that, oh, you need to just focus on your family, forget about having a job or having a business or doing anything that would make you become a better person. Or let somebody tell you that, okay, just focus on your career. You know what? Don't have children. Don't do it now. No, you can have all of those. It's just about balancing it. If there's anything like that, picking this season of my life, this is what I'm going to focus on, and that season of my life, this is what I'm going to be focusing on. I want to wish every one of you a beautiful International Women's Day, and I believe that you guys have all taken care of yourselves. You didn't expect somebody to come and take you, because the way you guys sounded today, it felt like as you woke up, you took yourself out to one nice place. You did not expect Odogu to do it for you. So I believe that you guys have had that time. If you haven't, tomorrow take yourself out. Our next conversation, because we've talked about women today, I'm bringing someone to come and talk about men so that it will be balanced. We'll ask questions, we'll talk about what men really want women to hear. Honestly, do you know that I was having a conversation with somebody so just a few days ago, and the person asked me a question. The way I answered it was completely opposite the way a man would answer that question. And I was just like, oh my God, how different we think. We don't think the same way the men think. So we're going to be having someone towards the end of the month for that show. Ladies, I want to say thank you so much for your time. I hope you guys had an amazing time. And I believe that all the things you've said, that someone is going to watch this or someone has heard and would be able to pick one or two things to support their life, their future, their marriage, and their career. Thank you so much for an amazing evening. We shall call this a wrap for today. Have an amazing day. Bye, everybody. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.